5 audience members. Are you recording? Okay. By a raise of hands, how many of us have gone through a hard time? I mean, a lot of us, right? Hard times are universal, and everyone experiences them to some degree at some point in our lives. When I was 17, my parents told me that they were going to get a divorce. To me, it was not a surprise, and honestly, it was a relief. It wasn't that big of a deal. They fought relentlessly in the house, and it was really hard to live there. After my 18th birthday is when things finally started to go for that, though. They started actually doing the paperwork and going through with things. It was in May of 2017 when my father finally moved out of the house. I knew it was going to happen for a long time, but it wasn't until a few days prior that my mom found out. She was furious. She would not let him back in the house, and she made me bring his things to him. So day after day, I had truckload after truckload of his things, bringing them to him. He was not allowed back in the house. That night, he wasn't even allowed to get his clothes. For the rest of the week, so I did that for the rest of the week. And then after that week, I was struck with more bad news. So in the same week, my mom sent me a text saying that she didn't trust me to live with her anymore, and she told me that I had to move out. She sent me in a text while I was at work, scheduled work, a long day. I broke down crying at work. I was so sad. It had been such a hard day, and on top of all of this, I was the sickest I've ever been in my life. She accused me of loving my father more, and that I was sneaking stuff out of the house that I wasn't supposed to for him. Luckily, work was able to go without me. They sent me home and let me deal with what I needed to deal with. I went to go move. I set out to go move and get everything out of the house, and that's when more bad news struck. My then boyfriend refused to help me. He was mad and would not help me at all. My dad was not allowed back in the house, and those were the only two guys I really knew. Well, I mean, I had acquaintances and stuff, but no one that I would ask to move. I had to beg my boyfriend's cousin, and luckily he agreed. And he did it after he got off of work from a long day, and he had his kids waiting at home, and he still agreed to come and help me. That night, we moved about 95% of my stuff out of the house in 3 hours. It was a crazy night. I was so tired. I was sick. I was achy. It was horrible. So we moved everything into my aunt's basement that she agreed to let me live in rent-free, and she even let me bring my cats, which was so amazing to me. I did not think I was going to get to bring my cats wherever I got to go. But just like the week prior, I had to bring truckload after truckload of things that I had to keep going to get from my mom's house and bring it over. That day for me was one of the hardest I have yet to experience, but it also made me realize a lot. Firstly, I didn't think that the aunt I moved in with, I really did not think that she liked me. For years, she'd kind of been cold and mean almost, but after living with her, I got to know how much she really loves and cares about me, and even now we're closer than I've ever been with her. Next, with my mom, even though it took a long time to rebuild our relationship, she finally apologized and we worked things out, and again, now with my mom, I have the best relationship I've ever had with her. And lastly, now I get to live with my boyfriend, and I'm the happiest I've been in a long time. Things always happen for a reason, and even if you can't always see them in the minute, just keep holding on. Things always happen for a reason, and you'll be rewarded in the long run, and things will work out. For some people, what I experienced might have been like a walk in the park. And for others, it might have been completely hard, and they agree with my struggle. But one thing is to never judge someone. You should never judge someone for their experiences. I would never want to go up to someone, and just because their hard is not getting an A on an important test, it doesn't mean that hard is not hard for them. Hard is hard no matter what. And I think that's really important to learn is we all have hard struggles, and even though some of them might not seem as hard for others, hard is hard, and we all go through things. And instead of judging them for that, you should be supporting them and helping them. Thank you. Okay. You didn't stop it, did you?
I was like, do I stop it?
No. Alrighty.